Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. I am so excited for today's video because it is a results video and I know that you guys are always waiting for these and I am always dying of curiosity to know if the device that I'm currently testing has made any difference, if it's going to be worth it for us to spend our time and money on it. So the device in question today is the NEWA radio frequency at-home device. This device promises to boost collagen, to reduce wrinkles, and to improve skin texture and minimize pores. So those are things that I am all way into. And so I decided to try this device for two reasons. The first was, of course, that so many of you guys asked me to try it. And the second reason is that I was really interested in the areas that it targets. So, you know, underneath the eyes is really a hard place to get anything to work on. A lot of the skin creams that you can get don't work there. A lot of the other treatments that you can get, even in office, don't work on wrinkles under your eyes. And this is supposed to work on wrinkles around the eye. So I thought that would be perfect. Then the other area that I wanted to see an improvement in is in the jawline, because of course we're all dealing with the saggy, drooping jaw. And I know you guys think that I don't have one because I shoot myself from a flattering angle, but I do. And where this promised to increase collagen production and firm my skin, especially along the jawline, and reduce wrinkles, especially around my eyes, and also reduce pores. So I have really high hopes for this. So I purchased the NEWA myself. They did offer to send me one, but I always like it better when I buy it because then I know what it's like to plunk down the amount of money. It wasn't on sale when I got it. I paid the full price, which is $325 for this model, which is the model that comes with a cord. So this one has to be plugged in to use it. The cord is a pretty long one. I think it's like a 6-footer or something like that. So it does give you a little room to maneuver. Currently, if you pay the $325, you get the device, the cord, and you also get one of the gels. It needs a conducting gel in order to work. It does come in assorted colors. I didn't see the black on the website anymore. I just got it in the black, but it comes in like pink, red, and white. Then there's another model called the NEWA Plus, which is the wireless model. That one is $495. It's cord free, so it lets you do your NEWA treatment wherever you want. The NEWA is FDA cleared. It's made by EndyMed Medical, and that's the company that makes the in-office radio frequency devices, or some of them, that you would get if you went to a dermatologist for treatment. So I always like to use like the gold standard of the treatment that's offered in the medical office and then take the home version of it, because I feel like they're the ones who've done all the research on it, who've done all the clinical trials, who are going to give you the best shot at having a home device work for you. So what this uses is a technology called 3Deep technology, and it basically has these 6 little conductors here, and they conduct focused radio frequency energy 3 layers deep into the skin. That is supposed to reactivate the skin's natural collagen production to remove wrinkles and noticeably lift and tighten skin. The 3Deep technology keeps the surface of your skin relatively cool, while the radio frequency energy penetrates the skin 3 layers deep and warms the skin, which creates kind of an injury that then makes your body produce more collagen. On the website, there were links to 3 different studies on this device. I can put a link to the studies in the info box below the video if you want to take a look at that. It has some before and after pictures and some charts that shows how much collagen was produced. What NEWA recommends for a treatment protocol is that you use it 5 days a week for 4 weeks to get maximum effectiveness, and then after that you can drop down to 2 days a week for a maintenance routine on an ongoing basis. NEWA should not be used by people with rosacea, red skin, enlarged capillaries, acne, eczema, or other skin conditions. It shouldn't be used during pregnancy or breastfeeding, and it shouldn't be used if you have metal fixtures in the mouth. It can be used if you get Botox and filler, but they said to wait 2 weeks after getting a treatment to use it, and it can be used 7 to 10 days after microneedling. For my trial on the NEWA, I discontinued using my Omnilux masks and I discontinued using my NuFace device. I did continue using all of my normal skincare because on the NEWA website, it said that you can use all your regular skincare with it. Prior to starting with this, I had let my Botox completely wear off. I usually get Botox in my forehead and in my crow's feet, so it was completely worn off when I took the before pictures, and it was still completely worn off when I took the after pictures. The parts of the face that you can use the NEWA on are 6 different sections, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. It's basically like one section here from your cheek up to your outer eye, and then there's a section below that from below your cheek down to your chin, and then you can use it underneath your chin and along your jawline. It is not supposed to be used on your forehead, on your neck, or on your chest. To use the device, there is an on, off, and toggle the 2 heat settings buttons over here on the side. So it's off right now. You can see there's no light here on the little front panel. When I turn it on, that blue light comes on the front. It has 2 power levels, level 1 and level 2. I used it on level 2 starting at the beginning from all of my treatments. I didn't find it to be too hot to use on level 2. So when you first turn it on, the blue light illuminates. When you're ready to do a treatment, you press this button and the blue light starts flashing. Then you're supposed to apply 2 lines of the conducting gel to the electrodes, and then you start rotating it in the area that is to be treated. Make sure all of the active tip area is in full contact with the skin during treatment, while maintaining a reasonable, comfortable circular movement speed. When the optimal treatment skin temperature has been reached, the LED on the NEWA changes from blue to green. If you feel that your skin temperature is too high, simply increase the size of the circular motions. Aha! Do not stop the circular movement of the device. You guys see that? It's green. 4 minutes of rubbing it around is long. Yeah, arm is getting a little crampy now. So this is a lot. I'm less than halfway done. Okay, so there we go. All 3 areas on one side done, 12 minutes. Here's what it looks like. Right, all done with all 3 sections. So here is what my face looks like after doing all 3. A little red, a little blotchy, feeling a little warm. Now I get to go wash my face, wash off the gel, do my normal skincare. So the first time that I used this, I was actually kind of surprised at how long 4 minutes per section actually is. That is 24 minutes of you sitting there rotating this thing on your face in the 6 different areas, if you choose to do all 6 areas in every treatment, which I did because I wanted to compact the thing down. I gotta say, my arm got tired, surprisingly, because, you know, I work out, I'm in pretty good shape, but my arm actually got tired. I found I had to switch hands. When switching hands, I would kind of stop moving it, but still keep it pressed to my face, in which case that was when it would get really hot. So it stays cool enough to continue using as long as you're moving it, but if you stop for a second, you can really feel the heat. The gel is pretty thick, and I found that the gel was like moving all over the place, so it would be like dripping down off my face, and it would be gathering all over the sides of the device and underneath the device, and on parts of my skin that I wasn't treating, there would be big globs of the gel. So I felt like the gel, using it was a little bit wasteful. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I didn't want to use less because I didn't want to overheat my skin, but also I felt like it just wasn't staying kind of where I was doing the treatment. I did go through a lot of gel. I gotta say, I used up a full 1.5 tubes of gel to do the 1 month treatment. So you definitely need more than 1 tube of gel to do a month. So if you're purchasing the NEWA, I would get an extra tube of gel if that's offered as a bundle. When I washed my face after using the device, the gel was just kind of hard to get off. It took a long time of splashing with water and rubbing with my Wondercloth washcloth to get the gel off. And then I wasn't sure if it had made kind of a coating on my skin, if my skincare was going to penetrate. I ended up switching from doing this at night to doing it in the morning. I just found that at night I was too tired to like sit there for a half an hour hour rubbing this thing on my face and then doing the extra washing to get the gel off. And of course, I want to make sure that my Retin-A can penetrate my skin. So I switched to using it in the morning, and that seemed to go fine. So my goal was to use it 5 days a week for 4 weeks consecutively. I did manage to do that, but I gotta say, after my first 5 days of treatment, my skin became so dry. It was so dried out, and I don't think it was anything else because this was really the only thing that I had changed. And so I was like, oh gosh, I don't really like this dry feeling. And I can see how like using that kind of heat would make maybe your skin dry a little bit. So anyway, I took more than 2 days off that week. Instead of just taking 2 days off and then going right back into the next week, I think I took like 4 days off and then went into the next week. And then I proceeded to do 5 days a week with 2 days off for the next 3 weeks. So I did a total of like 4.5 weeks to get in the 20 treatments. But that's where they say the break even is. Once you've done the 20 treatments is when you're supposed to see the results. Right immediately after using it, my skin was red wherever I had used it the most recently, but the part where I had used it first wasn't red anymore. So the redness seems to resolve itself within about 15 to 20 minutes. My skin didn't feel irritated. It didn't really feel hot. I didn't feel like I was overheating. I didn't feel like I was overheating my skin at all. So I felt like it was fairly comfortable to use, and there wasn't any residual lasting redness on my face, which was good. When I first told you guys I was going to start using this device, a mess of you wrote in and said, just be careful, it can melt your face fat. And I was like, oh no, I don't need melted face fat. I mean, if anyone doesn't need melted face fat, it's me. My face is pretty skinny, I'm pretty angular. And I want to keep all my fat, but I did try to research into face fat melting, and yeah, radio frequency is used to melt fat on the body. And so there is the danger of that with radio frequency, I would say, in-office treatments. I'm not sure that this at-home device is generating that kind of power to melt your face fat, just because, you know, the at-home devices, they have to really reduce down the power output so that you can use it safely at home so that the FDA will approve it. I did search NEWA melting face fat, and the only thing I could find was on the NEWA Facebook page where someone had specifically asked them the question, like, is this thing going to melt my face fat? They said, no, with the 3D technology, there is 0 chance that it will melt your face fat. Okay, so overall, I did not enjoy using this device, unfortunately. It was just long, like 24 minutes plus the washing your face afterwards. It's long. It's a minimum of a half hour, where my other things, you know, my Omnilux masks are 10-minute treatments. My NuFace is 10 to 15 minutes. The gel is easy to remove. I don't know, this just was not enjoyable to me. It was a chore to do. I didn't look forward to it. Some of my other things, I actually look forward to using them. This one, never looked forward to it. It was like, yeah, that's right. I've only done 3 days. I have to do 2 more days this week. But then I get 2 days off. Like, I would reward myself with the 2 days off, you know? So anyway, I didn't enjoy using it, but I thought, what the heck, who cares if I enjoy it or not? If it's going to give me spectacular results, then it will have been worth it, right? All right, so usually when I'm using one of these devices, I can see a change in my skin pretty quickly. Usually within like a week to 2 weeks is when I hope to see some kind of a change. Sometimes it's a change for the worse, as we saw with the droplet device. I hated how my skin looked after 2 weeks and didn't want to use it anymore. With like the Omnilux mask, I started seeing great changes in my skin at 2 weeks. I was like, oh yes, this thing's really working. Can't wait to see the before and after pictures. With the NEWA device, I can't really say that I saw any difference either way after 2 weeks. So while I was using it, it didn't really give me like any incentive, you know, to want to keep going with it, but I had the incentive, you know, I'm doing a video on it, so I did want to keep going on it. They say that you're supposed to see some immediate results, then some results immediately after doing the 20 treatments, and then you're supposed to see more results long-term, like 3 months after that. I didn't really feel like I saw any of the immediate results, but we'll take a look at the pictures and see if we have the results after the 20 treatments. All right, so now it's time for the before and after pictures, but first, I always have to give you my before and after picture disclaimer, which is that I don't take these in a clinical setting. I am here in my house with my YouTube lighting and my YouTube camera, which is a nice camera. It's an HD camera. I have great lighting. I keep the lighting and the camera consistent. What does move, of course, is me. I'm sitting here trying to keep my face the exact same angle, the exact same amount of smile as I took the before pictures. So one thing that I did this time is I used this Ricky mirror stand. I put tape marks on my desk when I took the before pictures. So for the after pictures, I put this in the exact same spot so that my face would be at the same level in the pictures. And so in these, we're mainly going to be looking at the eye wrinkles. And then I did some, of course, without this to look at the jawline, okay? All right, so this first round of pictures is just going to be my face from the front. In these, I don't really see a big difference from before to after. The good news is that I don't see anything in the way of melting fat, so I don't think that the fat melting was an issue. When I'm not smiling, I don't really see my wrinkles per se, and so it's hard to say if there's any wrinkle reduction going on in this one. I don't really see a lifting in my cheek area though, and that was a little bit of a disappointment. I think my face looks pretty much the same. Let's also take a look at my pores. I don't really see any difference in my pores from the before to the after. And now this next picture is me with a big smile. And unfortunately, I don't really see any difference in my under eye wrinkles or my crow's feet. I really wish I did because I really wanted something to work for my under eye wrinkles, but sadly, this just wasn't it. So let's move on to the side view where we can see more of the cheek and more of the cheek profile and more of the crow's feet. And again, I don't really see much of a difference. Let's move along to the jawline. Same story. I don't see any difference. I don't see anything that would make me be like, wow, that's amazing. That was really worth that 20 days of sitting there rubbing this thing on my face for a half an hour a day. And I'm just not seeing anything in these pictures to me that made that amount of effort worthwhile. Of course, I always hope that they're gonna work. I'm always like very positive and very hopeful while I'm doing it, but I'm sorry to say, NEWA company, I didn't love your product. At least on me, at least on my skin. I would love to hear from you guys if you've used it, what kind of experience you've had with it, if you saw great results with it, because of course, you know, results on different people are gonna be different. Always looking to hear other people's experiences to add to kind of the wealth of knowledge that's out there about different things. The whole time I was using it and I wasn't using my Omnilux masks and I wasn't using my NuFace, the whole time I was like, ugh, I wish I was using those. I just want to get back to those. But I'm looking forward to trying the NEWA next, which is a laser, so different technology from this. I've used an under eye laser before and I did have good results with it, so my fingers are crossed that the NEWA will be good. I think that one you have to use only 2 minutes a day, but I think it takes like 3 months. So I am going on my vacation to Greece, and then after I come back, I will start with the NEWA. So you can probably look for that review maybe in November, something like that, if it takes 3 months. So that is it for my entire review on the NEWA device for today. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful and informative, go ahead and give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll put links for the at-home devices that I do love, the Omnilux and the NuFace, in the info box below the video. And so as always, I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.